Indiana Jones type knockoff. This huge, big, black. Wow.
That reminds me, first thing Britney Spears.
This is the snake that Britney Spears had around her in the I'm a Slave for You video. Again, you'll be able to see all of this at rickemerson.com later today. So this is, Sarah, let's describe what the snake looks like.
It's enormous.
This is...
It's giant and yellow and long.
It is giant.
9 feet.
And it's either white with yellow or yellow with white. It looks like if you were to crack an egg in a bowl and kind of mix up the egg and the white, but not all together, that's what it looks like. It's like egg and yolk, egg whites and yolks sort of mixed together. That's the coloring. And it's how long?
9 feet.
How heavy is that?
30 pounds. It's a Burmese Python, and this is a very small one. You could even call this a juvenile because they top out at 18 feet. Oh, good 250, 300
Is this
pounds.
one of those things that crushes you?
Oh yeah, they squeeze.
Now, why is he not doing that now?
Well, she's captive, born and raised, and she's been raised by.
It's not just because she's full.
No.
Those things where she could like snap.
You just don't smell like a rat or a rabbit.
Well.
Will she ever like have the ability, like, want to squeeze?
If she's in a bad mood.
Well, if you make a mistake of reaching inside of her cage and she's hungry, she thinks you're throwing food in the cage.
And you're throwing your arm in the cage.
It'll bite you and squeeze you, and you'll die. And then it'll let go and smell you and find out you're not a rat.
Now, if you reach your hand into this cage with this snake, and it thinks, oh, hey, food time, and it grabs your arm, if it gets a hold of your arm, is that it for you?
It really depends on how strong you are and whether or not you become frightened.
So
you have to know what to do.
What do you do? Just in case, like, you know,
First, you stay calm, of course. Number 2, you always have a bottle of alcohol or ammonia nearby to dump in their mouth. That way they want to let go rather than try to eat
Is it because it's so bad tasting, it's so off-putting?
Right.
Yeah.
And you can't just pull your hand out of their mouth because their teeth, 4 rows of teeth in the top jaw, 2 in the bottom, they all point backwards. So if you're big, you're stuck inside the mouth.
Oh, it's like a thing. I don't even know what it's like. And so, yeah, when you reach in there, your hand goes in easily but won't come back out.
You don't want to know what it's like. I've been bit before.
Really?
You actually have to shove your hand farther down the throat.
Because it's like a fish hook.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like a fish hook where if you actually get a fish hook, if anybody's ever gotten a fish hook through their hand, you have to cut it to pull it back out. You can't pull it back out. You have to clip off the end. And so, what did you do when you got your hand stuck? Did you use the alcohol, or did you just...
I didn't have alcohol handy at the time.
Just walk to the hospital with a snake on your hand?
No. I just shoved it farther down the throat to unhook the teeth, and there was some pamphlets nearby, so I grabbed those with my other loose hand and shoved them between her teeth and my skin. Pamphlets, you know, some paper pamphlets.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
Just shoved them between her teeth and my skin to get her disconnected, and I was able to pull my hand out eventually. But
now Richie is sort of getting really close and then kind of pulling away. Is sudden movements, like, do they interpret sudden movements as...
Not this particular snake. It would really depend on the species. If this were a king cobra, his sudden movements would not be good.
Ugh.
Yeah.
All right. That is, Richie's got a close-up of the face here. We'll put all this on rickemerson.com later. Or up at the 970.am, rather.
The eyes are unnerving.
You see the holes around the snout?
Yeah. Is that, what's that? Is that that's obviously the nose?
No,
or
those are heat-sensing pits. They can sense a temperature change to within 1/10 of a degree.
And so, why is that to define prey?
Right. And it's another reason people get bit, because what they do is they'll buy frozen rats and defrost them and dangle the rat in front of their face. They smell the rat, but they feel the heat of the hand.
Ah.
So they go for your hand instead
This is
of the rat.
exactly like in Airwolf when they're being followed by the Libyans and they eject heat flares to get the heat-seeking missiles to go away from Airwolf into the flares. It's exactly like that. And so this is like having lots and lots of nostrils on the front.
And normally this snake is brown and black, but this particular one's an albino.
It really, and I know I've been saying this, but all these, it really is beautiful.
She kind of looks like scrambled eggs.
That's it, exactly it. It looks like eggs if you made them into a giant snake. So is this snake full grown?
Well, it's considered a young adult.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 years ago it was
It's in that
18
troublesome
inches
phase.
Yeah.
Rebelling against the parents and so forth. Next it'll be joining a snake gang and hanging out with Matt Dillon. All right. That is...
What do you think? You want to hang it around your neck?
Oh, God, no.
Okay.
And so is this... Do you know, by the chance, is this the snake...
accident.
So there'd be a local radio personality.
Yeah.
And we wouldn't even get coverage. They just call us a local station. Do you know, by chance, the snake that we're referring to in the Britney Spears?
The same